The scene unfolds quietly at first. A small living room, modest decor, the kind of unassuming space where lives either glide or implode under the weight of unsaid words. A couple sits across from each other, mere shadows of who they used to be, as silence fills the room like an unwelcome guest. This is not just a scene of discomfort, it's a tableau of deception, where unspoken betrayals hang thick in the air like smoke from a slow-burning fire. One partner looks away, avoiding eye contact, while the other is lost in thoughts of fractured trust. How did things get this way? How did partnership unravel into something unrecognizable, a ghost of its former self? Let's sharpen the lens. At the core of deception in relationships lies a troubling question. When deceit begins to hemorrhage trust, how does it ripple outward to deform our lives and those of the people around us? How does the corrosion spread, turning intimate partnership into a battlefield where love was supposed to reside? To understand, we must dig beneath the surface. Begin with the lies. Small at first, almost imperceptible. Little deceptions masked as white lies or omissions of truth. And yet, these seedling falsehoods tether partners to a fabric of dishonesty. Each untruth becomes a stitch in a larger tapestry of pain, one that grows more intricate and suffocating over time. Deception becomes a currency, something we trade in the market of relationships when genuine connection feels out of reach. Consider Ren, a fictional stand-in but emblematic of many. Ren is entangled in a web of her own making. She began deceiving her partner over things that seemed inconsequential, minor expenditures, time spent elsewhere. But as those lies piled up, they formed a wall between her and the person with whom she'd once shared everything. As money matters and secrets intertwined, the relationship was starved of the nutrients it needed to thrive. Truth, respect, love. Desperation breeds alliances, often with the wrong accomplices. Ren found herself conspiring outside the boundaries of her relationship. A network, not unlike detectives or spies, both stratified and secretive, intent on tearing apart what once was tender. Her actions became betrayals not just to her partner but to her own self-respect. She transformed the pursuit of financial gain into a sordid tale of relational havoc, like hiring demons to fill the void with chaos rather than warmth. It's here that money becomes an insatiable force, one that displaces love as the primary quest. The devil metaphor is apt, as chasing currency becomes less about necessity and more about obsession. A chase that has no finish line, no satisfaction, an abyss of longing that stretches endlessly. Yet, in that chase lies an irony. Pursuing money and haunting the past presses individuals like Ren further into a labyrinth of despair. The relentless focus on what was keeps them trapped in the pain of bygone days, unable to break free from the binds of anger, resentment, and regret. The narrative becomes cyclical: deceive, pursue, destroy, and repeat. It's a destructive rhythm, a macabre dance with no steps forward, only sideways in a vicious circle of futility. These actions, driven by desperation, ensure personal and relational decay, plunging both into the depths of an emotional chasm. But what of those singular moments of clarity? The briefest pauses when the frenetic pace subsides and the truth shimmers like a forgotten gem. The point arrives where change must occur, where one must reflect deeply on the journey. That mere reflection is pivotal. To see not only where one has arrived, but to peer back, methodically examining the choices that ushered in present turmoil. It's a recognition of having journeyed through a proverbial wormhole, a facade of opportunities missed, promising beginnings derailed by blinded pursuit. Yet in this turning back lies the potential for foresight. For by understanding the past with all its tangled choices, we can map the route to redefine our paths. Ren begins to gather these scattered insights. She sits quietly now, alone, a pen in hand, and a journal splayed open like a willing confidant. She traces her decisions, the lies, the alliances, the unmet hungers. Every decision that once seemed isolated now shines in clarity as a tributary feeding into a vast river of consequence. Illumination doesn't only transform the past, but lights up new horizons. It's the shock of revelation, the realization that every junction taken led not to the promised escape, but to the same unfitting destination. Epiphany charges the air as Ren sketches out not just where she's been, but where she could go. In this reflective sanctuary, options emerge like roads on a map springing to life. Unlike before, This map offers more than a series of predetermined left turns leading invariably back to heartbreak. It reveals alternate routes, ones marked by honesty, reconciliation, and self-respect. Ren understands now she needs to divest from the chase, of money, of lost love, of vindictive cycles. This reckoning offers a verdict, a chance not simply to look back, but to course correct. The past cannot be unwritten, nor should it be ignored. Instead, it stands as both a cautionary tale and a beacon lighting the way forward. And here we leave Ren in her moment of luminous potential, the whole world waiting beyond her door. In her journal, one last entry is etched, a question anchoring her new journey. What if every choice I make from this day drives not away from pain, but toward peace? The image lingers, a lone journal resting on a sunlit table, pages whispering in the gentle breeze of a new beginning. The question remains, as timeless as it is pressing, reverberating into the future. Where does your next choice lead you? As we shift our gaze back to the broader tapestry of time, we find that Ren's story echoes the journeys of countless others who have stood at similar crossroads. Her narrative, both singular and universal, invites us to consider the intricate dance between free will and destiny. Each decision, a thread woven into the fabric of our collective history, impacts not only the present moment, but ripples outward, influencing generations yet to come. The question of choice and consequence is a recurring theme across the annals of human existence. Ancient philosophers pondered it, religions molded their doctrines around it, and today's behavioral scientists continue to unravel its complexities. In contemporary settings, choice is often perceived as a symbol of autonomy. Yet it's essential to recognize that behind each decision lies a confluence of past experiences, socioeconomic factors, and subconscious influences. Recent studies in psychology suggest that while we strive toward what we perceive as peace or happiness, our brains are often predisposed to revert to familiar patterns. This instinctive pull can be a formidable adversary to our conscious efforts at change. But it is precisely this recognition, the awareness of our own cognitive narratives, that empowers us to bridge the gap between intention and action. Thus, the essence of course correction becomes clear. It is not an ephemeral act, but a continuous process of reflection and adaptation. While Ren stands at the threshold of a new chapter, her journey of transformation illustrates a broader human truth. Change is seldom radical or instantaneous. It is a gradual unfolding. In this constant evolution, moments of stillness, like the one Ren finds with her journal, serve as vital pauses for introspection and recalibration. They remind us to pause, to listen to the quieter voices of intuition and wisdom that often get drowned out by the noise of everyday life. Such moments foster resilience, nurturing the seeds of peace that we hope our choices will cultivate. As we conclude this exploration, Ren's question lingers beyond the pages of her journal, resonating with each of us. In the unfolding narrative of our lives, each choice holds the potential not just for survival, but for genuine peace. And as we ponder where our next decision will lead us, we embrace the possibility of a future illuminated by intention and purpose.